You guys will recognize the city. You guys have all come to Evermore, answering the summons of an Imperial agent who says that he is up here during the completion of his task, and he is assembling a mercenary company. All of you have, for some reason, answered the call and arrived at Evermore. Should you wish to, now is the time to type any introductions for your characters. You're also welcome to type it in later, but I'll go through and I'll read them now. My name is Freakness Garg. I answered the call to kick some arse. My name is Freakness Garg. Time to fight. An orc just saunters on in up to the walls. The surrounding area is surprisingly devoid of wildlife. Felix Faustus at your service, and money is money, as long as the job pays well. Khajiit. Let me see if I've got names on these Khajiits. Kadaro. Greetings. This one is here to chronicle the adventure and craft an epic song of it. Nord. Jornir Dragonheart. I'm only here to gather enough gold to get better gear and better training to fight the bastard vampire that slaughtered my family. He says as you see him look relatively stressed. We got Nord, you doing okay? Looking pretty pale over there. Then no need to know I sneak it from start. I was infected and discovered it too late to be cured. As you guys are settling up to a table, you hear a little ahem. Goblin stands up on a chair. Hello, comrades. This is me, Drundid. I am best goblin fighter that has walked these lands. You should thank me for helping you. He grins wide, grabs up a mug of whatever swill he seems to carried with himself, and just chugs it. Finishing with just a big grin and an even larger belch. Orc sets down his glass and just gives a slow crap. I like this goblin. He's got bravado. We have an eager knee-high with us. I'm assuming Kartoffel's playing an elf. I don't actually know that. Yeah, he said halalu. So, Dunmer. Imperial? Wow, we've converted one of them away from his elven ways. Oh, please, well, orcs are technically... I don't count orcs as elves. So I think we're technically an elf-free party. Sweet. So you guys continue up. Having slowly kind of move into the city. The gates open, though you can see the scars of battle surrounding the battlements and all around the area. Moving into the tavern, you are greeted by Hakon and Flavius. Greetings. Glad to see we've got people who have answered the call. So, you happen to know there's money involved. Flavius taking the lead in conversations. We won't be staying here for long, but I need to know you guys are actually worthwhile as a mercenary company. Gesturing to the scar of his face, turning to make it apparent. You can see that my line of work isn't exactly free of risk, and I can't be employing people who aren't worth their coin. So here is my offer to you. More money than you'll make hunting Spriggans normally. There's still some Spriggans that have set up shop in the surrounding areas after an incident here at the city. We know of a Spriggan that's set up with a pair of wolves. I know the location. He proceeds to give you directions that are best described as left at the big tree, right when you hit the river, follow it down, but don't go in. There are slaughterfish. And then you will arrive at where the wolves and the Spriggan have set up shop. It's too close for the road for it to be threatened, and while he'd be happy to go through and clear it himself, well, it's a perfect test for you. He is offering 25 gold per person for the mission. Freakness nods. Freakness will complete any test you have, soldier. The Imperial, the people who appointed us here for goodwill and not for our desire of money. Aisha. The party healer. Is there any way that Scar can help? He chuckles. He's like, healers like you are the reason I still have half my skull. But no, I quite assure you this is permanent. The Nord Mercenary before, can't leave the life, always finds a way to come back to you. I'm in. Do you doubt my abilities, tall one? He looks down at the goblin. You can see that while he has a stone-cold face, not displaying emotion, Hacken has just a little bit of disgust toward you. Just, you see him want to be recoiling. I don't doubt anyone. Merely, I doubt whether the rest of you can work together. That is what the test is. If I needed people who could swing swords, I'd be paying half as much. Hacken judged the goblin by his deeds, not his disgusting appearance. Hacken nods, but you can see his eyes already furtively looking around, as if he's expecting a nest of them to set up here in his tavern. Wait, this one isn't his. Here in the tavern that you're in. He nods. Flavius nods. Well then, off you go. We shall be here upon your return. We have preparations to make as we will be traveling. And should you complete your test, there will be more money for you. Alright, off we go. Out the city, walking past people. Really an odd sort. But you see the people just kind of looking at you and kind of shrugging. They know with the various fighting that's been around, there's mercenary groups, and even with a goblin, if you guys seem to accept him, they're gonna keep him. So you begin going out, you cross back down the road you had traveled, and then take off into the forest. In the forest, it isn't long before you come across the Spriggan and the two wolves that were mentioned. So now we've already got a problem because we don't have an initiative system the way I could automatically roll initiative. So we're going to need to create one of those real quick. You know what? I don't think I have a... That might be the problem. I don't think I have a combat lane. Unless I have it under combat explained. Leave it for Prook to forget multiple things. Prook's good at forgetting things, and it's until we actually get into it. Alright, I can't use those lanes. Alright, we're going to create a sheet real quick that we can use. We'll create it in the characters. Alright. Emergency craft. Lanes R1, R2, R3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I the only one who remembers the bear? We don't talk about the bear. Bear's not important. Equals rand. We'll do 0, comma. I don't remember. I mean, I could just do rand. That works. For right now, decimals will function. Combat lacks color. It does. Let's see. We've got Watt. We've got Cart. We've got Kim. Pimley. Aisha. Dargan. That's everyone, yeah? Because Candace isn't here? I think I got everyone. If I've missed you, it's because I'm trying to do this right now, last minute. Alright. That will do for now. So, let me grab these, and then we will sort A to Z. That apparently sorted the entire sheet. I'll have to work around that later. So let me just... This doesn't matter. I know you guys are coming in on this blue lane. So we've got Watt, Kim, Aisha, Dargan, Cart, Pimley, Spriggan, Wolf. Just one more proof no plan survives first contact with combat. Yeah. Alright. Goblin goes first. So everyone gets this first action is everyone's quick action, which means you get to do two things based on the combat skills section of the whatchamacallit, the combat explained area. So you may move one lane, drink a potion, apply a poison, draw a weapon, or cast a single non-hostile spell. And then Watt, being a goblin, can do a simple attack as well, or an extra move. So you get one extra action. Drink a poison is an option. A bad one, but it is there, that's true. Goblin can do the non-hostile smell. Alright. So, a single move and then being able to move again. You could be up here, in combat with the wolves or back here in lane 6. Given that you're going to be attacking first, I assume we're going to be moving into combat because your free action is a normal move. Because you're a little speedy little goblin. Kartoffel, you're up next with any of the turn actions you're wanting to take. Yes, attack all of the wolves. I mean, the goblin stands about head height with the wolf. That's going to be about right here. Coming up to that thing, maybe about the knee. Staring the wolf right in its eyes as getting ready to murder it. Calmly draw a sword and approach. Got you. Aisha, I will take actions from Dragonborn. Oh, that was Kim. Give me a second. Kim, I'll take your actions. With heavy armor, is burning a stamina for +1 move an option? Yes. Though not with the opening move, when you do a normal move. Can Gravitas persuade animals? No. I need to add one of these. You can stealth the first turn. Move forward. So, one of the changes we've made is you can't actually attack the first round. The first round is just you see each other, you're positioning. So, we'll be able to get to it next turn. So, you're going to be drawing your throwing stars, and then you can advance 1. What this is here to solve is so that we don't have everyone grouped up when people start throwing around AoE attacks later. Aisha readies up. Dragonborn. And I will take action from Pimley as well. So we don't have a repeat of the fireball incident on the boss fight. To be fair, that was turn 4, but yes. Draw a great hammer and start moving maximum distance. So that is only 1. Basically, this is just a little bit to spread out. Draw and move as well. Alrighty. And Aisha, as part of the readying, will have you, assuming you want to, draw your staff. The wolves, well, technically they're supposed to start back there, but they move up. The Spriggan stays where he is. Now the combat begins. That was our non-combat, hey, we see each other, what's happening? So, it is time for the stabbies. Would Intimidate have been an option? No, you cannot do anything that is targeting an opponent on the first one. Command the mud crab. Stay back, mud crab. This is not your fight. Goblin's already up there. You gotta catch that goblin. Just starting to poke out some eyes. What weapon are you using, just for my reference? I'll learn these as time goes on. A one-handed spear. I do have a one-handed spear. I didn't realize I was intelligent and put that in there correctly. Wow. Sometimes my intelligence supersedes myself. Alright, so rolls to attack, does hit. How much damage do you do on that hit? I don't know if you splurged or bought an iron spear, or if you're using steel or iron. Iron spear, so 1. Alrighty. 1 point of damage has been done to the wolf. As the spear just goes for its eye, kind of catches it alongside the body, giving it a tear down the side. Assuming once it's finished eating you, it'll have a really nice scar. Kim, you are up. So now we're in combat. You can single move, you can double move, you can throw, you can stab. All up to you. So you've got iron stars. Do 1 point of damage. Got it. Throw in a star at lead wolf. Alright, go ahead and roll up your attack. If you want to use a point of stamina, then you're using a d20. Right now, I don't anticipate us doing any fancy attacks. So if you want to use a... Let me go and show off exactly what you'd be doing. So under combat skills, you would find throwing weapons, so ranged. Normally you attack with a d20 for 1 point of stamina. You can attack with a d20. Normally you'd attack with a d10, so exclamation point roll d10. Or you could spend 1 point of stamina to roll with a d20. Close just need to get the exclamation point at the beginning. But as you get more stamina, you can actually power attack and do vital strike for, say, 3 stamina. It's an interesting little system. Rolls a 2. That's a Dragonborn rolling. She rolls a 6 plus 1, so 7. Wolf rolls an 8. So the star just doesn't land right and just kind of glances off the wolf's hide. Aisha, we can move you in the initiative order as nobody's wounded, or you could use destruction. I'll also take actions from Dragonborn and Kartoffel. Dude, too many Loom videos this week, completely forgot the commands. Oh, not a problem. You are currently in lane 7. You would need to advance to lane 5 to get into combat, so a simple move. Dragonborn moving to an attacking, go for it. Go ahead and roll up, pre-roll the defensive roll of the wolf. Vital Strike is a D10 if you do not power attack it. The only way you get a D20 is if you Q power attack with it.
Hey.
So Dragonborn rolls a D10, misses. Wait, I meant 20? Alright, roll up your D20. You've used your 1 redo for the today. Go ahead, re-roll it.
Hey. Thank you.
17, that's going to be a hit. Go ahead, tell me which weapon you're using. Steel two-handed axe, got it. So that's 4 damage, and this thing is going to be staggered. Kartoffel attempting to do Vital Strike on the second wolf.
Hey, thank you.
So Vital Strike with a one-handed sword. If he hits, he's going to do double damage. Spoiler alert, he didn't hit. So 2 plus 1 is 3, assuming you had a plus 1. It has a 5 for defense, so that's going to be a miss. Advance 1 and then spend a stamina to use the guard combat skill. So, I know Pimley understands this. I'm just going to explain what happened. He is using a two-handed hammer. What the guard combat skill is it's a way of active defending, but combining it with an attack. And so if anything attacks him, he gets to active defend in melee, so he'll roll a d20 for defense, and then he gets a d10 attack. You were still... yeah, you'd have to use a point in stamina. Alright. So this wolf is going to attack the goblin. So the wolf burns a point in stamina. I actually have character sheets for these things now. To go ahead and roll an attack. So using a spear, you can't... a one-handed spear, unless you have a shield, you can't active defend. If you want to use a shield, then for your defense... Where'd I put shields? Probably over in the defense side over here. Yeah, shield. So you can spend 1 point to defend with a d20. The wolf is power attacking with a bite. +4 modifier. 1, 5. So, ooh. It had a 4 plus...
Thank you.
What's its attack? Attack is +2, so that's a 6 versus a 5. The wolf is going to hit and do 2 damage. If you're staggered, just let me know and I will stagger you on combat. Second wolf is going to go for Dragonborn. And it's going to miss. It rolled a crit fail. Nat 1. I'm going to be building a crit system in. I just don't have a proper crit system in for that yet. Back, anybody got hurt? The goblin got bit for 2 points of damage. Now the Spriggan is going to focus on Kartoffel. Well, if you're going to roll a d20, you're spending stamina, so you don't want to roll that, Dragonborn. You don't want to roll your d10, or you don't want to roll your d20. Kartoffel preps his defense as insects fly from the Spriggan's hand and begin to envelop you. It does 2 points of damage. 6, yeah, no, it had a 10 on die, +3, so 13 to hit. But so it does 2 points of physical damage and 1 point of poison damage for 3 points of damage. Oh, I've got a watch sheet here. I'll need to see if I can look at that in the future. I am a staggered. Alright. Party order backup. We've got 1 staggered wolf, 1 unhurt wolf, and a Spriggan. What? That's going to put you up first. Not the bees! Not the bees! Good reference. Let me start trying to remember names. That is actually Drindid. I'm going to set up a guard with my shield. Alright. Let me double check character and see what that is. So guard with a shield is... You will defend versus... You're basically prepping to get hit. And then once you do a defend, you get to attack. Do note you get to attack even if you don't successfully defend. The attack is not contingent upon the defense. So you basically, you've set yourself up for the wolf to attack you. Throwing Stars Khajiit, you are up next. And Aisha, if you want to cast your healing. We have a staggered potato. A staggered potato, Imperial. And a wounded goblin. Correct. Guard uses stamina regardless. Because I hadn't clarified that, you are welcome to take your point in stamina back because nothing could have gotten to you. I didn't think to mention it at the time. Still worth it? I mean, if something had gotten to you, yes. Gonna throw one at the lead wolf? Go ahead and roll up your attack. So just taking half-hearted throws. 4 to hit. Again, not able to connect for damage. If you're trying to actually pierce the wolf hide, probably gonna need to start using power attacks on it. I will take Aisha Dargonborn actions. If I remember correctly, it is Aisha Remedy, so healing on my potato. So if you're using healing, you don't need to roll to hit. You just need to do heal other and tell him how much he's healed. Swinging at the staggered wolf, roll to hit. There's no roll. You do not roll for healing. The spell tells you how much. It's Dragonborn's attack. Never mind. We're good. So that's a 5 to the 5. Defender wins ties. Just making sure it had a +2, yes. So that is not going to connect for damage. I will take Kartoffel and Pimley attacks at the moment. Heal the Potat for 2 points. So what you're doing is you are going to Magic, Restoration, which is last here. So you are using Healing Hands, so spending 2 points of Magicka, healing him for 2. And that works. Simple as that. My thanks is given. Power attack, Staggered Wolf, go for it. 18 on a d20. So just coming up into melee, takes down his two-handed hammer, squishes the wolf. Its skull, now a mere pancake on the ground. Kartoffel sets up his weapon into a parry, which is the only way you can defend with one-handed weapons. I restore 1 stamina because of cloth. You would need a lot of points in that to be able to regain a stamina. If I remember correctly, do you have 3 points in light armor? If you've got 3 points in light armor, then you are correct. Feel the fury of Malkath. I put all 3 of my skills for Imperial into light armor. You got it. So yes, just confirming you got it right, and you do. It's easy to swing a heavy weapon, but let's not lose focus. All right. Remaining wolf. Let me D4 who it goes after. 1, so it's going to go after Wadower. So for the block, rolls a 3. It is going to power attack with an 18. So it's going to hit for 2. So it has a 20 to hit. You are welcome to still roll your attack, though, because your guard still permits you to make your attack. So a 4 to hit. I also like the way you're typing that in, Watt. Hint, hint to everyone else. It has a 4 on the defense. So the spear is going to glance off, just kind of getting caught in some matted fur. Dice are not being kind today. You would have needed to use the... Technically, you would burn the stamina when you built the guard. So you would say, hey, I'm going to guard power attack. But if you want to do that now and spend a stamina, we're learning. I'll let you reroll if you've got it. So -1 health would mean you would go to 0 and you're just staggered. That's all that happens. You go to 0 and you become staggered. We don't do negative hit points here. Kim, you're... Well, that was Wolf. Sorry, Spriggan is up. Spriggan is going to focus on trying to take down Dragonborn. Hits, using a point of its Magicka, to send bees at you. It's going to do 3 points of damage, Dragonborn. Put that on screen so that you can see it. You can roll for defense, but it has a 20 to hit with a magical attack that you're rolling a d10 to defend against. And so it's gonna hit. So you're staggered? Well, there we go. Staggered. Watt, you are up. We're back into initiative order, so Watt, Kim, taking actions from both. We're gonna try to always keep these in 2 rolling averages. Can I head pat the healing hands at the Gobbo at the end of combat? I mean, at the end of combat, he restores all his health, but you're welcome to. D10, stand up, attack the wolf. Alright, I'd say 8 plus, I think 1 to hit, maybe +0. Regardless, it has a 4 to defense. Wolf is connected. Is his face swelling up from bee stings? Dragonborn's face? You wouldn't tell it's swollen, it's a Nord's face, it's been punched too many times. But if he had a normal, pristine, Imperial face, yes, it would be looking pretty swollen. Meanwhile, chanting from the other end of the battle line as the goblin shakes itself off and stabs, "That's the spirit, small one! Never relent!" As the orc himself readies himself for another swing. Throw a star really hard at the wolf. Go ahead, roll up. D20 plus 1 rolls up 3. Oh, he's such a cute kitty. He's trying so hard. The star glances off the wolf. Oh, I'm sorry. Aisha Darganborn. Actions from both. I'ma stay and I'ma fight the wolf. Go for it. Roll! D10. He typed O-R-O-L-L-L. 9 plus 1, 10. 5 plus 2, 7. That is going to be a hit. Wolf is staggered. With the connection, I believe you said great sword. Khajiit is much better at playing the lute than stars. It's all part of the scheme. This one can't hurt anything. Look at how helpless this one is. Steel battle axe? That's actually good for me to know. Alright. Aisha is going to advance 2 to get within flame range, and then cast flames on the doggo. So you're going to be able to roll a d20. All magical attacks are d20. Now, it did roll a 10 for defense. You're going to roll d20 and then add whatever your destruction skill is to the spell attack. I will also take actions from... Well, we need to know if the wolf is staggered, but I'll take actions from Kartoffel or Pimley, and we'll just redirect to the Spriggan if the wolf is dead. 11. Yep, power attack Spriggan, because yeah, this is dead. The flames engulf it, and it drops dead. Do note that two-handed weapons do double damage. That is a 2 damage attack. And yeah, the Spriggan tries to bring up to brace itself, and it just crashes through. 2 points of damage to the Spriggan. In glory of Malakath. The Spriggan is still there, but you could just see splintered wood under the crushing of the hammer. My stuff deleted? 1 second. You are last in the attack line. However, I know the Spriggan's going to be alive. So, because worst he can do is stagger it. So the Spriggan's going to go ahead and attack Pimley. Using a claw attack. It burns a point of stamina to power. Going to use a power defend against it. Alright. Roll up a d20. You're going to do an advanced vital strike on the Spriggan. That's a d5 plus 3, so 8 to hit. It has a 6 to defend. So vital strike on... Remind me your weapon, Kartoffel. Oh wait. Never mind. I read Pimley's. Steel sword, but I failed? Yeah. Pimley's defense was not successful. Alright. So Fricnus takes 1 point of damage from the Spriggan's claw, as it's not that impressive a melee attacker. The steel sword attempting to stab through into the Spriggan failed. With that said, Goblin, you are up. I will also take actions from Kim. We're on our first 2 here. D10 plus 2 to poke the weird-looking tree. So 8 to hit. Weird-looking tree. 11 for defense. The spear just kind of glances off the hard part of wood. No damage. Kim Aisha. I practiced throwing stars against the tree. I should be able to hit this one. Go for it. Move forward 1, throw star. For good humor, miss. So that is a 7 plus 1, so 8 versus 6. So does hit the tree. For 1 point of damage, the tree is staggered. Aisha and Dragonborn taking actions from both. I'm gonna build us a fancy system next time. It's about time you hit something, cat. Move 1 and attack, go for it. So you're using an axe. So you've actually found one of the Spriggan's vulnerabilities. The Spriggan cannot active defend versus an axe. As a result, it's forced to use a d10 and it defends for 4. Axe hits, chops the tree right through the waist into little tree bits. The part that was crushed up here just kind of falls away. It is over. The tree is dead. I've got firewood for tonight. So you collect bits of Spriggan, bits of the wolves just to prove the kill. The body's too mangled to have any value in terms of pelt or meat at all. Also, there appears to be a surprising amount of meat available. Recover your stars? Yes. So, You guys get back on the way and return to Evermore. Up through the gate, and there you are, back in front of your peoples. So they look like they've been busy packing, and by the time you arrive, Hacken has a wagon overflowing with goods. Aisha walks over to head pat the poor Gobbo. There. Bite's not that bad, could be worse. And the healing flows out from her fingers, mending the wounds.
Hey, thank you.
That seems like a fine reward, Hacken. He chuckles as he turns away from his wagon. Well, we're moving out quicker than we anticipated. As such, you guys are welcome to feast here, enjoy dinner with us, but then you will be taking rear guard on our adventures down to the south. Flavius shows up, hands everyone who is here a patch of 25 septums. Persuade Hacken for a slightly increased reward. Flavius is already overpaying you for this. However, you can negotiate future contracts you would take with other individuals. But you're already being paid far more than what that job was worth, as a gesture of good faith from the nice Imperial. Flavius nods upon seeing the things that you brought. Glad to know the Spriggan's dead. Also, doesn't appear any of you got roughed up too much. This one will provide traveling music for our journey? Flavius nods. We've already sent out an advanced group of adventurers to clear the front path. Hacken and I will begin moving through the middle. You all are our rear guard. I'm trying to remember the name. No, it's not working. I know I've got it close, I just can't remember it exactly. Freakness says, your rear guard will be of no concern. Trust in us. Hacken nods. Flavius nods, and you see him immediately get to work. I don't know Kartoffel's character name. Kartoffel, may I join you? You're not Kara. May I join you, Kadaro, in your musical celebration? I'll specialize in the lute. And by the way, my name is Felix. There is not time for a lot of drunkenness and celebration. There is a nice meal, but sure enough, after a period of time, you guys are on your way, following the trail that had been marked, and you could see in the distance the wagon you are following. Advanced slides. Oh, I don't have another one. So as you guys are wandering around, it isn't long before you see a person following you, and he appears to be gaining, slowly but surely. What is it that you wish to do as the party? We have an admirer following us, as the dueling lutes traverse the road, playing tunes heard far and wide, celebrating the victories over anything that has invaded. As he gets closer to be within earshot, switching over, Freakness turns around. Who dares approach our caravan? Setting himself up as a big and impressive figure. Meanwhile, a squeaky voice from behind him, better turn back now, says the Nord. You see him just kind of briefly. He stops in his tracks and just kind of looks up at the orc. For 100 septums, let me buy. I don't want to hurt any of you. I just need that merchant. He points ahead toward Hacken. You'll do no such thing of the sort, draws hammer. Well, what's this then? A fight? Leave the caravan or die? He looks at you. I don't think any of you can take me. Combat begins. Meanwhile, the goblin, showing teeth, points a spear at him. Go figure, I took away the combat sheet. Here it is. Nope, that's my reference. Here it is. Alright, so adding to the initiative, we're gonna I'm gonna name him Tim. Why? Because I like the name Tim. Alright, now let's, you know what I should do is actually sort range. So, let's go ahead and get everyone involved. Pim, Tim, Kim, Dim, Wim, Potato, Aisha. Alright. I do not have spare health yet for these throwing antics. Alright, so this is the setup turn. Pimley, your actions. Draw weapon, begin advancing. Tim is not a powerful character. You're thinking of Timna with an N. Kim, you are up next. Advance 1. Draw stars. Yes, everything should have been reset from last combat. Just FYI. Pimley, just type that in chat. I'm saying it out loud to concur with him. Dargonborn, Watt, and I did it again. Kim Cart. I just see double K's and I'm just like, I guess Kim goes again. Why not? Move 2, draw spear. Taking actions from Dagonborn, Kartoffel, and Aisha. Speech check before combat. He is dedicated toward combat at this point. If you don't recognize that armor, you should recognize that armor. So Dargonborn, you can advance 1. The reason why Watt can advance again is because he gets to pick another action. Because he is quick. He's a gobbo. He seems to be a courier. So Cart, if you advance 2, you will not have a weapon drawn. Just FYI. Garmins have many action, much motivation. Alright, so if you're going to draw, you're moving 1. There we go. It's not a normal move on your first reposition. So then Aisha. Time to mess with the spooks. I smell fireball. Yeah, surprise, this is a destruction master. Alright, combat action. Oh, I skipped Tim. Or more correctly, I didn't tell you what he was doing. He stands there, not advancing. The sad thing is the thing a Prook would do. And pulling the staff out? Yep. I sing loudly about attacks from the rear to make sure the front line knows what's going on. That is good. Advance toward Tim the maximum amount. Without using stamina. That was going to be my mention. He's up next. He steps forward. You just see a brandish what is just 2 daggers. Ready to... And he just looks your orc in the eyes. Ready to dance. You just see him ready his weapons. And you can see him lithe on his feet. Kim, you're up next. Nice sewing needles, puny weakling. Move forward, throw a star. Alrighty. Go ahead and roll up your attack. So that's a 6 to hit. 12 defense. The star hits his armor and just kind of falls off. The throw was good, but it looks like he is actually wearing very capable armor. Gotta aim for deface. Dargonborn, you're up. Move to an attack. Go for it. 6, he defends it. Roll your defense as he strikes back with his dagger. I'm double checking what his attack bonus is. So he's got an 8 to attack, 5 for defense. You take 2 points of damage. Watt, you are up next. And Kartoffel, I'll take actions from you as well. So move 2, so you're setting up behind him. And then just doing a power attack stab with the spear. So he's able to parry, but you are out of range, so he does not attack you. Advance 2 and then set up a parry. Done. Aisha. So if you're setting up a parry, you're not attacking. A parry is a defense. Take actions from Aisha and Pimley. Using goblin dice, minus 70% value on rolls. Sweepy kitty. We on Sweepy kitty? We are. Sweet. Pimley, I will take actions from you. And Aisha, if there's something you want to do, you are welcome to do it. Winds up with the largest amount of swagger, putting all his might behind the swing. Let's see if you can stop the might of the Orzammar God. Power attacks. 12 defense. 19 plus 3 to hit, 2 damage on hit. Powers through his defense. So he thinks he's going to catch it and parry it. When he catches it, you just bend the arm back and connect with him. That said, he swings with his offhand to try to hit you. So you are going to need to roll defense. So he is able to connect with you doing 2 damage. Plus 3, 7. He's got a 15 to hit. You're staggered. You just see him panting after that hit. I didn't even think one of you would land a blow on me. Good job. There are people hurt, Aisha. FYI. Damage counts are displayed here for easy reference. Uh-oh, don't drag that away. If you had Vital Struck, that would have been glorious. Does parry and armor rating stack? Parry lets you... Let me double check parry. So one-handed parry. It's going to be over here. It just lets you defend. That's all it does. Because you can't normally... There's no defend action with a one-handed weapon. That said, your favorite assassin... You see him just kind of ready himself, see that he's surrounded... And he goes, alright, you guys ready for round 2? just kind of panting as he's nursing his wound. I will take actions from Kim and Dragonborn, and Aisha whenever he's caught up from the lag. Use healing on Pim for 2 points. Pim heals for 2. We have fallen for the vortex of paper cuts. 2 damage ain't a paper cut, but yeah. Let's see if you stop it this time. Axe coming crashing across. 11 to hit. You see him just deftly grab the weapon. 17 for defense. Moves your axe off to the side, and simultaneously is closing with his dagger. Roll for defense. He is a 7 to hit. Connects for 2 points of damage. Dragonborn is staggered. Kim throwing a spear at his, or throwing a star at his face. So you can see that his senses picked it up. He sees the star coming, and he tries to deftly flick it out of the air with a dagger. Does not work. Star connects. He takes a point of damage. His eye, the orc's eyes go wide as the air is ripped from his lungs. Then, as if by will of deity, he regains his composure. Turning, thank you, Aisha. He was almost Batman. He wants to be Batman. Look at him. It's his goal in life. Spear-wielding goblins and potatoes may take their action. Rolling a power attack, go for it. He's got a 12 for defense. So your attack comes in, one-handed sword, just doing a cut. He takes his main hand dagger, flicks it aside, and comes in for an attack. Roll your defense. He's got a 9 to hit. 7 defense. Dagger connects. 2 damage. D20 plus 2 to poke him is someone's arse cheek. To do combat skills, do they go to style points? No, it's just stamina that you spend. 6 to hit. Defense is a 13. You are out of range. He does not strike at you. Combat skills are strictly how much stamina you spent. Aisha, you are up. Pimley, taking action from you as well. Power attack, vital strike, using all of your remaining stamina. Go for it. His defense is a 7. 20 to hit. So you're using a hammer. Who is hurting? Dragonborn is staggered. You can see the effects here on the screen. Die, weakling! He is now dazed. He is, because Vital Strike automatically triggers your crit effect. And he takes 2 points of damage. So, what happened there? So, Vital Strike, we talked about that, but he now receives dazed. So, anytime he would roll a d20, he now rolls a d10. Anytime he would roll a d10, he rolls a d6. Until the end of Pimley's next turn. He does still get to attack at you, though. So ready your defense. But instead of his normal attack, he is using a dazed attack. He's got a 6. 13. So not only do you manage to hit him, you just see him barely he's off balance. He's swinging his daggers. He's trying to keep his knives on point. But it's very clear that he's not in a good spot. You see him just kind of try to steady himself on his feet as he raises his daggers again, teetering back and forth for his turn. Kim, you are up. He's not staggered yet, Emily. That's the thing. He doesn't have the also, he can't run. He's surrounded by you guys, but I would like to pass a speech check. You can go for one. You can roll speech as a combat skill. But Kim just kind of chucking a star at him. He has a 7 to defense. So the star, he still knows enough that he sees it coming. He kind of moves out of the way. I'm talking trash. All good. Dragonborn, you're up next. He rolled a 6 on a d6, which is what he had to defend. And then gets his plus 3 defense versus melee. So he actually had versus ranged. So he had a 9 there. Rolling a d10, by the gods, don't fail me now. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 defense, 10 to hit. So even while swinging, he parries your attack, and he swings back for another attack. Roll a defense. His attack is 6. Aisha did heal. 10 plus 1, 2. Dragonborn, 2 points of damage. Delete. Because he was healed for 2 from 0. We'll be using you as an example once we're done with this combat. Watt. Spear Goblin, go. Kartoffel, go. I'll remember names eventually. I'm going to build me a separate list of them. And once I have the sheet built, I'll actually put everyone's actual name into it. He does have a lower... Yes, I didn't see that was a question. I thought that was a statement. But you are correct. Back at the knee. Get him into back at the knee. 10 to hit. He has a 9 to defense. Therefore, he's going to take 1 point of damage, which staggers him. Alright, I'm going to try to persuade him. Alright, Kartoffel, what you doing? Some overpowered hulking maniac dazed him. That daze made him a lot easier to hit. Let's just say that. He went from D20 defense to D10 defense. This is pure coincidence. I used a brand new... I'll show you guys what I worked on. Before you inevitably die, perhaps toss me your coin and spare you the embarrassment later. He rolls his D10, and he just kind of chuckles. I don't do this for money. Sithis take my soul. Aisha, out of Magicka. Anything you wish to do, and then Pimley, you are welcome to attempt to finish him off. Frignus, as he goes into his final swing, I like this guy. 7 to defense, 6 plus 3 to hit, so that's going to be a 9. Hits him, and the hammer, while he was swaying, just knocks him down, breaks him to the ground. He did. Now, it is here where I pause our pre-scheduled entertainment for an announcement. Under normal circumstances, if you are knocked down while staggered, you gain the beaten and have to pay 150 septims for medical aid. And then your next path point has to go for you recovering. I will waive that for Dragonborn, as he is the first person to go down and first person to trigger that change. So be aware of that. There is actually penalty to being taken down unconscious this time, as it will cost you a path point and money. Dragonborn does not gain that status as we are in the tutorial session. But in the future, that would slow down your vampirism, as being beaten and recovering trumps vampirism. But I digress. So, do I have another sheet of that? Yeah, he did. Oh, DM, can I take his Schrodinger's gold? So, he didn't have any gold on him. What you guys are able to recover is 2 steel daggers, and his armor was wrecked. So, armor unrecoverable, weapons recoverable. If you want to do the magical trade into gold, 2 steel daggers are worth 100 gold total. So I'm all healed up now, right? Yes, for right now, we're going to say you fully recovered. So let me give you guys a little background info to what just happened. So I have a new thing. I have my own monster manual now, where I could track. I had to do this all in my head previously. So you can see I've got names written down just so I remember them, but we had the Spriggan, which I believe actually started with 2 Magicka, 2 Stamina. I adjusted those as things happened. Pick up my stars, all good. But see, so they've got a level. So a level 6, you guys were 5 level 1s versus 1 level 6. So that was supposed to be a hard fight. It was. Now it just so happened he was doing 2 damage, which meant healing was worth it. That was incidental. But so the other fight had a level 3 and then 2 level 2s. So technically that would be 7, but additional creatures only add half their level. So 3, 4, 5. That was supposed to be a roughly even fight. So even fight, hard fight. Now he was also a trap, because with his dual wielding, what he was doing, and I think he started with, like, I'd have to go back and check sentience. He started with 7 stamina. So I also nerfed him from the one I had in the sentience book. But all he was doing was taking the...
Thank you.
He was taking power attack and dance for 3 stamina. And so he was defending against all melee attacks with a d20, and then attacking back with a d20 each turn. So the trap was that you guys were attacking him. Had you not attacked him, he would have burned 3 stamina without getting anything back. Kartoffel and Aisha each getting the dagger? Well, there you go. If you're selling it, you're sharing the monies. That's a DM call. And so one of the things with combat skills is sentience will see what actions you take and act accordingly. Likewise, you guys can't expect an orc not to attack. That's fair. And see, Watt had the advantage of using a spear to be outside of range. But so be aware, combat is not run forward and blindly. I realize I'm talking to an orc and a goblin and a nord. So 50 divided by however many of you there were. I have to find exactly the spreadsheet for that. I think it was this one. That's Monster Manual. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Call it 10 each. With a little bonus for playing rear guard. So they're giving you a good price. I didn't know you were a gobbo. Gobbos always try to thieve the monies. I have Presidente in my soul. Ah. You travel through the mountains multiple days. Arriving at Elior, Flavius says, I am going to continue. I have business to deal with in the Imperial City. Hacken has some work for you all here. There's things afoot. Things that I will fill you in on as time goes on. Things that, ultimately, you will be doing big things for much coin. And for a good cause to boot. So with the nod, Flavius and the group of individuals who were set up as the forward guard set off for the Imperial City. Hacken bids you to come to the inn. You were paid 25 originally, so yes, total you should have earned 35 septims for the day. You guys started at level 1, Kim. So starting at level 1. I'll be missing the rest. We're literally in the conclusion, Dragonborn, so you good. Everyone will level up. That's the thing you need to know. But yeah, we will be picking up in Elior next turn, or next session, with work from Hacken.